What's going on, everybody? It is Josh Pocock here, founder and CEO of ExecutiveStride. In today's video, we are going to be writing a full blog post using NeuronWriter and a tool called Nichesss. Now, if you're not familiar with Nichesss, I'll quickly cover it. I will be making a full in-depth review and guide of Nichesss in the future, but for now, you're going to see how I can use Nichesss and NeuronWriter together, conjoint, to create a blog post very quickly and efficiently with high quality content. Now, let's take a quick look at NeuronWriter. NeuronWriter is pretty much an alternative to tools like SEO Surfer, Frase, just to name a few. So if we look at NeuronWriter's prices right here and what you actually get compared to SurferSEOs, we can see that realistically, if we're looking at something like the Pro plan, which is $119 per month, you get, just to sum things up, 30 articles per month. And let's look at NeuronWriter. If we go to $97 per month, which is actually still lower than this Pro plan for their Diamond plan, you actually get 150 content analysis, which is basically you writing articles on that topic. So it has 5 times as much content articles that you can create on the Diamond plan, which is still cheaper than SEO Server's Pro plan right here. 70 articles, which is not even half of what NeuronWriter allows you to do, is $239. So NeuronWriter is a very great tool. I'm not going to talk too much about that. If you want to learn more about NeuronWriter and a full in-depth video and guide, I'm going to leave my review in the link below, and you can go ahead and watch that. You will learn a lot about NeuronWriter in this video. So that is NeuronWriter versus SurferSEO. I may make a video in the future doing a more in-depth comparison between those two. Let me know in the comments if you'd like that. And Nichesss, if you're not familiar, it is an Appsumo deal and it is still live. So it is a lifetime deal, and it is an alternative to tools like Jasper AI, for example. And let's just take a look at Nichesss. So it has, I believe, over 56 modules that you can use, and it has a long form editor. So the lifetime deal is $59. You get unlimited tokens, AI marketing copy generator, AI idea generator, write your newsletters, come up with email subject lines, Instagram posts, tweets, YouTube video ideas for any niche. And yeah, it also has long form content editor and a bunch of other stuff. So now that we covered that, that's $59. Let's look at Jasper. Jasper, you can see here, is a lot more pricey. All right, it does have definitely its pros. I can maybe make a more in-depth comparison in the future as well. But if you're looking to save money and still get good quality content and get the job done, this is a very, very solid system with NeuronWriter and Nichesss. All right, so now that we covered that, let's get right into it and let's start building this blog. So let me exit out that, and we have NeuronWriter loaded up as well as we have Nichesss here. So I am going to go to the long form editor. Let me just re-log in. Okay. And we can create a new document. Now you will see here, I'm not going to do a full review over Nichesss. There's a lot of different things. As you can see, there's so many different modules, and I'll make a more in-depth video covering each one or going over, a decent amount of them. But, and there's even different templates for the long form editor, but let's just create a new doc. Let's do a blog post on how to not get restricted when Facebook advertising. Now let me just double check on Google and see how this is looking. I do not get restricted. All right, so we have all ad policies, social media. Okay, just for the sake of this video, we'll do this topic. So how to not get restricted for Facebook advertising account restrictions, how to avoid them. Okay. Actually just switch that. Boom. This will be a blank. We could do blog post. Well, actually, we'll try blog post. All right, and let's save that. Okay, so in Nichesss, it's going to populate something that looks like this. This is the actual template. So what you would want to do is go to variables. All right, your topic. So that is Facebook account, Facebook advertising account restrictions and bans. Outline how to avoid getting your Facebook advertising account restricted. So this is just a rough outline I'm doing. I'm going to start utilizing actually NeuronWriter in just a moment here. And I may actually change some of these, but for now, I'm just going to show you this is what you would do if you were just using Nichesss. But so you could use NeuronWriter at this point, but I'm just going to show you this, and then we can add NeuronWriter to add some fuel to the fire. So how to avoid getting Facebook advertising restricted, your advertising account restricted, what to do if your Facebook advertising account gets restricted, how let's see this is where NeuronWriter would come in very handy right now. So let's just actually start doing that right now. So new query, we are going to do this. How to avoid getting your Facebook advertising account restricted. That sounds about right. Okay, so now the query is in action. It is loading right now. So I highly suggest you watch my full in-depth guide and review and breakdown of NeuronWriter. All right, I'll leave a link to that below, but I show you exactly how NeuronWriter works, cover pretty much all the basics you can think of, going through all the different tabs and, making queries and writing blog posts, getting a blog structure. But you will get a shortened version in this video as well. But if you want the more in-depth stuff on how to use NeuronWriter, if you're thinking about getting it or you already have it and you want to use it, definitely check that video in the link below. And I'll leave a link as well to all these tools in the description. So now you can see everything is done. It is loaded. So let's click on that query. So let's choose our competitors. So lead force, that sounds good. We'll even leave that LinkedIn one in. Boom, boom, boom. These top 10 look okay. The Quora we do not want. What to do if you're Facebook. So yeah, 10 reasons. Okay, let's just click all these. How to fix a disabled ad account. 10 mistakes. Okay, these all look pretty good. Yep, these all look pretty good. So I think I'm happy with that. So now let's update competitor selection and continue. Everything will be loading now. Okay, now we have everything loaded here. All right, so this is the typical NeuronWriter interface. Once you pick your competitors, let's go to draft and let's start picking out some stuff here. So we have 269 headers. I like to do H2s and H3s typically because the H2s I find you'll get the bigger points. Sometimes the steps will be in H2. Lots of times the steps will be in H3 as well though. So how did I get myself restricted? How can I tell if my account was restricted? What does having my account restricted mean? What do I do if Facebook restricted? So let's just add a bunch of these to start off. And then I like to delete the repetitive ones after. Okay. So I don't, for the sake of this video and time's sake, we're not going to make a huge blog post. We will just add it up until here. That should be about good for now. All right. If I was actually doing this, you know, and trying to make everything fully optimized, I would fully go through this whole entire list, which would probably take me about 5 to 10 minutes. All right. But let's just use this for now. Now you can save, or you can just click copy draft to editor, which I'll do. All right. And now we have everything within the editor. Now, NeuronWriter, if you did get either two, depending on what plan you're on, you could potentially have the AI generator. So I believe with the bronze, you have 15,000 AI credits. Here you have 30,000 in the silver. So you may have, you know, a certain amount of credits, and you can use the NeuronWriter's AI to generate things, and it uses its NLP AI framework, which is very, very solid. The pros about using Nichesss, a tool like Nichesss, for example, there's other ones as well, but Nichesss has unlimited, so you can save some credits on NeuronWriter by combining the two. So now that we got a lot of these topics, I can just actually fill in the last one in Nichesss. So what does, do I have my Facebook? Accounts without notice. We can try this. Okay, so now that I added in the variables into Nichesss, let's click auto write. So now Nichesss is going to do its thing right now. So you can see the words are generating and they're actually going up. Right, so now we have 312. Almost 400. And with Nichesss, you get, I believe, 1,000 generations per month for the long form editor. So the long form editor is a bonus that they rolled out, and it's great, but you do get 1,000 generations with that. Now, let's just read some of this to start off. So Facebook advertising accounts or restrictions and bans. Facebook is the largest social media platform with over 2 billion monthly active users. Despite its popularity, Facebook has been criticized for its lack of transparency and accountability when it comes to account bans and restrictions. In this blog post, we'll be taking a look at Facebook advertising account restrictions and bans and what you can do if your account is affected. Facebook, and then what is this? So Facebook advertising account restrictions and bans. So number 1, Facebook advertising restriction account bans. 2, 3, 4, right about how to avoid them. So sometimes, so let me just delete this. I don't know if it spit out the wrong thing. You're going to obviously have to go through and edit this, so it makes sense. When it comes to avoiding having your Facebook advertising account restricted, there are a few key things to keep in mind. First and foremost, be sure to follow all of Facebook's advertising guidelines. If you are not sure what these are, be sure to check out Facebook's Help Center or reach out to a Facebook representative. Additionally, it's important to keep a close eye on your ad spend and campaign performance. If you notice your ads are not performing well or that they are consistently exceeding your ad spend, it is important to make adjustments to your campaign. Finally, be sure to stay up to date with all the latest news and changes on to Facebook advertising policies. By following these tips, you can avoid having your Facebook advertising account be restricted. All right, so that's pretty solid. All right, so I don't want to read through this whole entire thing, but you can see here so far, just off of that alone, just using a bit of Nichesss mixed with, just see here, mixed with NeuronWriter, that we only used 1 point of NeuronWriter so far, right? So we could actually Conclusion. So we have the conclusion there. Now, when you're doing this, you can actually either edit it in the long form writer here, or you can be doing more editing in here, or you can kind of go back and forth or use both, right? So the benefits obviously with doing everything in NeuronWriter is you get the complete interface for SEO and all these great things. So typically you would want to like generate the actual AI. You're only really using Nichesss for the AI side of things, generating the AI. NeuronWriter is used for the structure of everything, getting these ideas right here, these points, these H1s, H2s, H3s, etc. And then you're really just plugging those into Nichesss. Now, keep in mind, for example, when I go here into NeuronWriter and if I click generate beta AI, you're going to see the headline or the heading, and it also says try to include these terms separate with column or with comma, and it pulls these specific terms that are related to the H2 or the heading that it grabbed the original blog from the competitor. All right, so that means the AI that you're using right now for NeuronWriter has more context of what this headline is about, because it says what to do if your ad account appeal gets rejected. Now, if you just plug this into Nichesss, it potentially could not really recognize as much that it's Facebook. Now, the thing is, we did set the project name and everything like that, so it should have some understanding. But just keep in mind, you may have to tell Nichesss AI a little bit more information for certain things, opposed to NeuronWriter's AI generation right now, because you can kind of make it, you can fine tune it to be a little bit more tailored with NeuronWriter just out of the box when you're using it, right? So you can even change the creativity level, very low, low, medium, high, very high, etc., as well as the quality. On Nichesss, you're just going to basically be telling the AI what to write. But I would test it out, with the headlines, see how it works. If it's not generating the correct stuff, then you can kind of tweak things, say, for example, what to do if your ad account, or you could just say your Facebook ad account, right? And you could try that with NeuronWriter or Nichesss if you get the wrong stuff. But let's give it a go. Let's try it out here. So additionally, Facebook account gets restricted. So I would highlight it, and then you can select what you want the AI to do. So autocomplete, content improver, expander, explainer. So let's try expander. Boom. So there we go. Let's see what we got here. Now, like I said, since we named the project about Facebook and we already added those details, Nichesss already does have information within it, so it knows that it is Facebook, right? So if your Facebook ad account is rejected, don't despair. There are a few things you can try and to get it reinstated. First, check to see if you can appeal the decision directly to Facebook. If that's not an option, try reaching out to Facebook's representative directly and asking for help. Finally, if all else fails, you can create a new ad account by following all of the guidelines to the letter. With a little effort, you should be able to get your ads up and running again in no time. So that's not bad. That's, it's pretty good, pretty decent, right? So let's say, for example, we have this right now. Let's just go ahead and paste this over here into NeuronWriter. Okay, so let's paste it at the top right here. Copy, paste, there we go. So right now we have just under 500 words. Let's see how much more we can get. So, oops. So now what I can do is I can come back here, can delete all this, or you could keep it and just move it, but let's just delete it for now. And I believe, how did I go? So I don't know if we did this, but you can kind of just do what I just showed you and see what you get. So expander, boom. Now also what you can do with niches, if you don't want to waste your credits or your generations for the long form writer, let me see. Let's just try this out. We can go over to niches, and then we can check out the content tools, and let's go to... Now you could try as well blog post outline, but I'm not going to do that right now. Let's try content improver, or let's see here, content expander. There we go. So project name will be this right here. Avoiding Facebook advertising account bans. Project keyword will be Facebook advertising account restrictions for avoiding. Avoiding. You can just avoiding. Now also too, we could actually go over here into, check this out. One sec, let me just save this right here. Now, lots of times NeuronWriter does just auto save, but I just like to be safe. Let's go to next content recommendations. Let's find some new ideas and let's see what we get here, because it can maybe give us some other keywords for this specific topic that we can actually just use in niches. So it's generating right now. While this is generating, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I like what we have here. So how to avoid getting your Facebook advertising account restricted, avoiding Facebook advertising account bans. Okay, there we go. My account. My advertising for security reasons. Okay, so we wouldn't want these. They're not really relevant. Okay, so we wouldn't want those. We can use this though. What to do if your Facebook account is restricted from advertising. Let's create the project. So content we wish to expand. So we could literally just create a content expander right here. You can change the tone, right, to test different things. So like professional, for example, and how to tell if my account was restricted. Paste that in there. Let's get the text and let's see what we get here. So it is generating right now. It is loading. And once it generates, we can see how good this is. Taking a bit long right now. Let me try refreshing. There we go. All right, so let's see what we have. If you believe your account may have been restricted, there are a few things you can do to turn that. First, try logging in your account. If you're unable to log in, this is a strong indication that your account has been restricted. Another way, check contact customer service for the platform. Restricted. Finally, as you suspect your account has been restricted, but you aren't sure, you can always try to create a new account along with your old credentials. So that's not, it's okay. It's not really that good. So Facebook. Now let's try making it more specific. Facebook advertising account was restricted. Even though I already included some of this information within the project details, it didn't really seem to catch, you know, what context we were looking for. So let's try it now that I told the AI a more specific input. So if you believe your Facebook advertising account may be restricted, there are a few things you can do. So first, try logging in. If you are unable to log in, you may be able to, okay, so this is a sign that your account may be restricted. You can also check the status of your account by contacting Facebook directly. So this is a little bit more relevant right now. If you think your Facebook advertising account may have been restricted, there are a few things you can do. So this is kind of duplicated content. So this, I mean, I think we got better content from the long form editor, but let's just try it out. Let's just say, for example, now I would typically go ahead and be using a lot of the AI, just putting the AI content in the builder. And then afterwards, so let's just say we used all these headlines. We did the AI for each and every one. I would go through, I would merge certain, you know, paragraphs that are similar, see which ones I like better, see what headlines I like better, delete stuff I don't need. All right. So I like to do that. It's kind of simple. And if you're using the AI within NeuronWriter to do that, you want to be a bit more careful because you only have a limited amount of credits. Whereas within Nichesss, you have pretty much unlimited in terms of the projects that you can create, and in terms of the long form editor, you have a good amount as well, so you can make use of that. Now I like to personally use them both the AI writers. So I like NeuronWriter's AI. I'd say that it is probably a bit better in terms of just because if you're pulling content, the content plan from NeuronWriter, it already has everything loaded in, so it's a bit easier, but you're using your credits. So if you're doing a lot of blog posts, you can kind of use them interchangeably depending on how advanced the specific term is, the input, how good or how creative you want the output to be. You can see. So if I want something that's very creative, or it's a bit more advanced thing that I think would require a bit more input and explaining, then I may just use the native AI writer within NeuronWriter. But if it is something where I understand that, hey, this is pretty simple, or not, like Nichesss can understand complex things, but if it's just, you know, that's kind of what I would do. You kind of have to, you'll get a nice feel for it when you're doing your workflow, but it's kind of a balance, right? So let's just finish off with this blog. What does having my account restricted mean? So like, for example, let's just say I generate this one with NeuronWriter. We can use that text. All right. Now, a lot of this too, some of it, especially if you're doing technical stuff like this, you want to fact check everything. If you don't know yourself if it's true or not, definitely just check, do some Google searches and make sure all the facts are correct. All right. And the AI isn't just pulling, you know, different facts that are not correct. But what do I do if my Facebook account is restricted from advertising? We covered that already. So that's duplicated stuff. All right. Let's try this. Let's try this in Nichesss and see what we get. You can see, let's try technical and let's generate. While that's doing it, we could generate this here, but I'm going to wait. And Here we go. So this looks a bit better from what I can see, at least. So let me paste that in here so we can get rid of the formatting. So Facebook has been increasingly cracking down on users who violate its terms of service. In some cases, users have had their accounts temporarily restricted for no apparent reason. This can be frustrating, especially if you're not sure why it has happened. There are a few possible explanations for why your account may have been restricted. It could be that you have been flagged for suspicious activity, such as spamming or using fake profiles, or it could be that you have been repeatedly breaking Facebook's rules, such as posting offensive content. If your account has been restricted, it's important to take a look at your recent activity on Facebook to see if you can identify a reason why. If you think you have been unfairly targeted, it didn't finish the sentence, but Facebook support. Okay, we can try this. Okay, that works now. Now, I actually would do this because it seems still like it is pulling just a Facebook account when I put that into Nichesss. So I would change that to advertising account. And let's see what we get now. So you always have to be conscious because like you are basically telling this AI what the output should be. You kind of have to teach it like you're training a dog or whatever whatever, however you want to look at it. Whatever input you give it, you will get a certain output, right? So if you're just copying and pasting something that is vague, you will get a vague output or an output that is incorrect and not relevant to your topic. So here, it's very similar to the one we just generated, but it does have some differences here. And boom. So I would just first off just use paste a lot over of what we get, even if it's not fully accurate. And then when I'm doing the editing, I would start to actually break things down, remove it, whatever the case may be. But you can see here, just in a few minutes or so, just about 5, 10, 15 minutes, we were able to get a rough outline of a good blog post, which right now we have 1,300 or just under 1,500 words. So let's just finish it up a bit. So we got that pretty much. What are the other reasons? Okay. Let's try NeuronWriter here for this one. To save some time. Use this text. Try what is a Facebook ad account? Okay. Let's do a couple more. We can do so typically when I would be doing a blog post, you'll notice in NeuronWriter, you're going to get a lot of blogs that have like steps, like step 1, step 2. That's kind of the middle part of the blog, giving tactical advice on how to do something. And people really like that. But we're not going to go ahead and do that right now in this blog. This is going to be a very basic blog just to show you how to actually get started in doing so. doing all this. Most common reasons. Let's just do this one and then we'll finish everything up. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Looks like 4 cut off. So that's one thing I've been noticing with niches. If you're doing the project, you may get some stuff that cuts off, which isn't that greatest, but that's why the long form writer is better sometimes for this. So and we'll do one more. Delete. Okay, I just did a few NeuronWriter AI generations right there. And let's just delete these for now. Okay. So let's just say I wanted to keep a basic blog post. What I would do after this point, which I'm not going to, do this on camera and make you guys watch all this, but I would take some time, go through this, read through it, make sure it makes sense. There's definitely some duplicated information on here, things that are said multiple times, things that aren't relevant. I would rearrange the order of a lot of this stuff. And if I was really doing a solid blog post, I would actually go through in the draft, get a lot of that middle content, some of the meat, and I would structure in a specific way. And then I would also, once I did all of that, I would take some of my own knowledge. Obviously, I know a lot about Facebook ads, get it restrictions, whatnot. And I would add some little gold nuggets in just to spice everything up, make it a lot better than the competitors, right? Once you have all that, you would be able to look at your words here, how much you wrote, how much, what all the metrics are. You would be able to see your competitors. So you want to get your score ideally up higher or around the same level as your competitors. So I would be looking to get this to 65, 75 if I'm trying to rank for that keyword. And then there's a top 10. So that's the top one right there. You can see even right now, just with us not even doing much, we're at 35 content score. The top 10's average is 39. All right, the top 25 to 30 is 22 or 32, right? So we're actually, without even doing much, we have a higher content score, right? Obviously, there's a lot more that would still need to be done. I would actually go through, get some of these keywords in, try to get this in and try to make sure we're mentioning things the right way. We're not keyword stuffing and making sure this whole blog post makes sense. But all in all, just in about 10 to 20 minutes, we were able to create a rough outline of a blog post that's over 1,500 words using NeuronWriter and Nichesss, which are two great tools. I would definitely recommend picking up these tools and taking a look at them. Nichesss, you can get started with the lifetime deal. It's just $59 per month. So you can't, just $59 in total lifetime deal. So you can't go wrong with it, even if it does give some bad output some of the times or non-relevant. It does have a lot of different modules, and the founder Malcolm is constantly improving it. I like how they just added dark mode and they've been adding onto the long form content editor. I'm gonna make a video about niches in depth, because I know a lot of people have been asking me about different tools like this, and I'll be making a lot more tools, videos about NeuronWriter and other tools like it in the future. I would definitely recommend NeuronWriter. I'll leave a link to both these tools down below, and definitely check out the video I made yesterday about NeuronWriter. I'll leave a link to that as well, where I go in depth overviewing how to use NeuronWriter, the pros and cons, and comparing it to a few others, talking a bit about it and what I think they could do in the future to really, accelerate their stride. Other than that, guys, once again, my name is Josh Pocock here. I hope you got some value from this video. Please leave a like and comment down below if you did. Let me know what you want to see next. Let me know if there's any specific tools, tactics, or things you want me to cover when it comes to this stuff. And as always, guys, we do have a free Facebook group community, a free community, and a free Discord. So make sure to join that if you want behind the scenes stuff. Stay up to date with all of this. We upload every single day. So you can find that at stridecommunity.com. I'll leave a link to that below as well. And if you are interested in accelerating your stride with us at ExecutiveStride, where we will hold your hand through our exact A to Z roadmap process on how to grow your business. If you're a B2B service-based business, a coach, a marketer, a course creator, you sell info products, e-commerce agency, TikTok agency, really anything in that space, we can help you accelerate your stride. We have a turnkey solution with our Stride Sales CRM. We have all the workflows, everything already pre-built for you. We customize it for you. We set up automated prospecting methods for your business. Cold email. We can literally show you the whole process A to Z to flood your calendar with qualified appointments for your high ticket service or for your software, and take things to the next level. All right, we'll show you how to use. We have a lot more tools and different secret sauces that we show our clients behind the scenes and get implemented into their business, as well as we already have a completely built out, it's an intensive accelerator training program, and it's guaranteed if you follow the steps that you will see results. All right, so other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, we upload every single day, so make sure to stay tuned, turn on that post notifications, and hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, make sure to accelerate your stride. I'm Josh Pocock. Have a great day.